Representative Felicia Robinson, representing House District 104. House District 104 covers South Broward and North Dade. So I have municipalities such as Pembroke Pines, Miramar, and Miami Gardens. My priorities, one is HB 47. It's a municipal water rate bill that will actually correct an unintended consequence that came about through the Florida statute dealing with municipals serving other municipals with water service. And so it looks like it's doing pretty good. It has passed 2 committees unanimously, and I'm looking forward to that last committee. The next one I would say would be a priority is HB 349, which is a sickle cell care management course. And this is a course that we're trying to get into the continuing education for physicians and medical staff so that everyone would know a little bit about this disease, because what is happening now, doctors that actually treat sickle cell patients, they know everything. But when sickle cell patients go to other doctors, say the ophthalmologist, or they have to go to the emergency room, they're not as familiar, and it brings a challenge in getting them treatment. And my last one that I would say would be a top priority would be HB 325, where we're asking for a task force to be created to look at the disparity in numbers when it comes to Black missing and murdered women. So looking at the data, Black women tend to be, I think the percentage was like 35% of actually missing and murdered, when we're only about 15% of the population. And so we want to look at why is that happening and what we could possibly do to change that. For my district, one of the main things, this is a county appropriation, and it's going to be the Miami-Dade Eviction Prevention Program. They fund this program through local government, but of course with the housing and things that's going on here lately, we need more dollars. So that was like one of my main priorities. But then, of course, I was looking out for all of my municipalities, so I have some in every area. In Miami Gardens, I have a water project for the Leslie Estates, and it's looking pretty good. It actually did make the budget. And then in Miramar, I'm looking at the Real-Time Crime Center. It's where you can actually have videos across the community that's kind of helping out with ensuring that businesses and your community is safe. And it ties right into the police station where they can actually see things. I know that in Miami Gardens, they've had it for years and it had made a big improvement, and now Miramar's trying to do it, so we're trying to look for funds for there. We're also looking for funds for pedestrian crosswalks. You know, trying to make sure that our pedestrians are safe. And then in Pembroke Pines, my major one is utility emergency operations. So those were the main ones that actually, most of them did make it in the budget on one side or the other, so I'm still in the fight process to ensure that we get them in. Number one priority, I believe, should be property insurance. We've been working on it for some time. I just believe that we can do a little bit more, and I think that that should be our number one priority. I know what we've put in place, we said was going to take some time, and I'm willing to give it some time. However, I know that Floridians are hurting now, like right now. And I do know that there has been some legislation that has been filed that can actually help the actual resident, the Floridian. And so if I had my way, that's what we'd be looking at. That, and then of course, housing. Housing is huge. Since the pandemic, housing has escalated even more so. And I just believe that us here in the legislature could just do a little bit more to ensure and stabilize the housing market. And like, again, that is something we're working on. But are we going all in? I'm not quite sure about that. My closing thoughts is that being in the legislature is definitely an honor, but it's definitely a lot of hard work. When I talk to people, my main thing is making sure that I am accessible. I want to make sure that I'm accessible so that I can know what your concerns are, so that I can actually come up and advocate for them. One of the things I always share with people when they come to visit me or I have the opportunity to talk to them is I have this saying, and it might sound a little corny, but it's my saying, and I believe it connects people. And it's Florida is mine. It's mine. It's yours. It's ours. And I say the word mine because when you own something, you're willing to take ownership of it, which means that you're willing to be engaged in it. You're willing to protect it. You're willing to do whatever is necessary because you feel like it's yours. And I believe that as Floridians, if we actually take that perspective and own Florida, then that will ensure that we have the things that we need and the things that we want. So I encourage everyone to start thinking that way, that Florida is mine. Own it. Be engaged in it. Be willing to fight for it and protect it.